Hello and welcome to the CruiseAway show with Derek and Joe. This is the place to be if you're in need of a luxury escape with the biggest selection of cruise and stay adventures anywhere in Oz. Sit back, relax and prepare to plan fascinating times ahead.
Yes, welcome, good day. This show is very special indeed as we take you on a luxury cruise travel extravaganza to the last frontier of icy Alaska, one of the most scenic and glorious places to cruise on Earth. And we have three exciting travels to the Great White North for this year with a lovely selection of cruise lines to enjoy.
That's right, we have a late deal in late April, cruising Alaska's treasures with Holland America Line and enjoying a stay in fabulous Vancouver. We also have a wonderful September opportunity, which includes 18 nights of cruising around Alaska. Now that really is one of the most intensive itineraries you'll find anywhere. And that too is with Holland America Line.
Now we'll begin with a magical combination, Alaska to Tokyo with a Princess Cruise and 2 city stays. A 22-night escape that begins on the 16th of September, flying from Sydney to incredible Seattle with a relaxing 2-night city break to enjoy before your cruise. Oh, it's lovely to spend some time in Seattle before you get on board the ship. You can enjoy the creative side of the city, explore the hidden underground streets on Pioneer Square tour, or perhaps see some of the art installations at Julie Garden and Glass as well, alongside the famous Fremont Troll. A stroll, Japanese-style gardens tucked away from the crowds. I mean, there's so much to see. Then it's time to cruise on board Royal Princess. Now, you'll be on board for 15 nights as you're cruising North Pacific Crossing. This is going to be fantastic and a great way to do it as well. And she was launched in 2013 by the Princess of Wales with around 3,500 passengers. A nice size princess ship, this. The Piazza is the lovely focal point of the ship, the grand atrium. You've got 3 decks with gorgeous, glamorous staircases. Just picture yourself there having your pictures taken on formal night, decked up to the nines. Great for people watching and live entertainment such as street performances and attractions during the day. And they do demonstrations. You might find, you know, the gift shops are doing a gemstone seminar right there in the atrium. You might find live music, you might find a cooking demo or flower arranging by the florist right there in the atrium too. So they do use it as an entertainment space as well. Yeah, you can learn floristry on board. There's all kinds of little things that you may not have thought about learning on a ship, but you absolutely can. Maybe it's time to play some bridge or mahjong, one of those fun card games, Sudoku. Yeah, they do actually, you know, you'll have your daily Sudoku and quiz that you can grab if you want to do that. It keeps your brain active, doesn't it, when you're on a cruise?
Oh, I don't know, it fries my brain, I'm afraid.
Ooh, I thought you loved it.
No.
Oh, I got it wrong, Derek.
Bamboozled.
Wow.
Give me Scrabble any day.
Well, but that's good for your brain too.
That's
they do
true.
have a board game room, so that's the, I mean, it's the little things, isn't it? Jigsaw. Maybe you're someone that switches off with a jigsaw in the library. You can absolutely do that too. You tend to find they have the huge jigsaws out, so if people can't sleep, they go down there and they'll do a little bit of the jigsaw. It's kind of a fun group thing. The Enclave. Now, this is a wonderful hangout space. Something I really like to do, especially if the weather's not playing ball. You can head to the beautiful thermal suite and enjoy, and they do have a retractable roof, of course, on board for the solarium too. So again, that's always weather specific. You know, maybe you're going to treat yourself to a mini suite or balcony stateroom and just really live the high life on this adventure. You deserve it after all. It's your holiday. Broadway caliber shows, award-winning shows on Princess. They really do pull out all the stops, and they're different as well every night. You could be watching a game show, you could be watching a live guest act, magician for example, or a hypnotist, or you know, an a cappella group. There's all kinds of different entertainment on board. They do the Love and Marriage game show, which is super fun as well, alongside like the big adult scavenger hunt called The Quest. That's a fun one. And this is the Sea Walk, where you can see down to the ocean 200 meters down. We are cruising out of Seattle, and a day at sea is going to see us into the capital of Alaska, Juneau, one of the last stops of the season too. So it'll be lovely and atmospheric here, and of course there's some incredible excursions. The whale watching or the sled dog mushy camper would be my top picks here. Next up, we're going to be cruising Hubbard Glacier. Now, it's one of the few glaciers in North America still advancing rather than retreating. So still kind of, there's a lot of ice there. And you might be lucky enough to see it calving, which is where you hear the crack and then it fall into the ocean. College Fjord's next, and it feels almost ceremonial. Glaciers lined up like a frozen amphitheatre. I mean, it is utterly nature's theatre front seat views. Anchorage is next, it's the capital. Feels like a frontier hub. So it's a small city, but it's surrounded by incredible wilderness, and you can actually do the open top or the glass roof train as well while you're there. Now, you'll have some time at sea before you arrive in Tokyo, and you're going to disembark, and you'll have 2 nights in a hotel with breakfast included in Tokyo as well, which is great. Completely different change of pace from being in Alaska. You've gone from quiet wilderness to one of the most populated cities on earth, with neon districts, a precision transport like the bullet train, late night ramen counters. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. What an experience that will be. You have to head to the Shibuya crossing, by the way. And after all of that fun and adventure, we're going to fly you back to Oz, well travelled with plenty of stories to tell.
What a crazy combo this is as well. I love it. I love it. And do you know the way my brain works? And I'm always thinking on your behalf when I'm thinking about a journey that we're looking at. And I was thinking, okay, so what's the climate like at this time of year as you're doing your sail? Because it's an 8-night sail from Alaska over to Japan, because the two places feel very, very differently, and as Joe quite rightly said, certainly a very different pace and different temperatures as well. So in Alaska, when you're starting and doing your cruise, it's cold. This is no sunshine cruise. This is, icy, it's clear, it's crisp, but it's all about the views and wrapping up warm and getting involved and enjoying the atmosphere of Alaska. But as you do that North Pacific sail across over to Japan, it just gets warmer and warmer and warmer as you get there. And once you're in Tokyo, positively balmy when you're in Tokyo. Very, very different city, very buzzing, lots going on. Really nice combination, actually. It's almost like calm and chaos together in one, isn't it? I love it. It is brilliant. A great time to get this amazing CruiseAway package secured is today, and you can do this with a deposit, because we are talking about September here, and I have, considering we're doing Alaska and Japan in one holiday, which is crazy, I know, but look at the price. This is great. I think you would come back from this and you would think, hang on a minute, I'm now well travelled. I've been to Alaska and I've been to Japan all in one holiday. Not many people can say that. That is an incredible price tag when you consider what we've actually managed to squeeze in to that price. So that's your flights from Sydney to Seattle. You've got a 2-night city stay there when you first arrive, and then it's time for your cruise on board the Royal Princess, and then you've got 15 nights of cruising there. First portion of that is in Alaska and the magical ports there, seeing all of the glaciers and the whale watching and everything else that happens. And then you've got the 8-day sail across the North Pacific over to Tokyo in Japan. Who knew that would go in the same holiday? And when you arrive in Tokyo and finish the cruise, you've got a 2-night hotel stay there to enjoy before you then fly home. And remember, it's deposit today only. That's all you need to secure what is an excellent price tag. And of course, you can tailor around this holiday as well and play around with it beyond what we've got here in the package. Here's the details you need to book this then as it is. Remember, if you wanted, for instance, if you wanted longer in Seattle, before you actually take your cruise. Maybe there's somewhere else in the States that you want to go. Maybe you want to go to Vancouver first and do a bit of a Rocky Mountains experience there. You could absolutely do that before then moving on to Seattle and doing your cruise. Of course, the cruise ends in Japan, in Tokyo. You've got 2 nights there in Tokyo, but if you wanted 4 nights, 7 nights longer, maybe you want to go to somewhere else in Japan while you're there. Maybe you want to go and see Mount Fuji. Maybe you want to go to Osaka or Nagasaki, or any number of different places that you could actually visit in Japan as well. And then before you fly home from Tokyo, maybe there's somewhere else you want to do on the way back. It's all possible with our team. Just call us toll free. 1300 411 968 is the number to call. Of course, to give you a price tag to put on screen, we need to put some parameters in place, but they're always flexible. So you can actually play around with those stays and tailor a holiday that is 100% unique to you.
Yeah, it's incredible. It really is what we have, the scope of what we have to offer you. And our next Alaska cruise and stay package takes us to the fringes of the Great Bear Rainforest as part of a 22-night getaway, starting on the 14th of September, where you'll fly from Sydney to Vancouver, Alaska's gateway, with your chance to explore with a 2-night hotel stay included. Truly one of my favourite cities on earth. They call it Sydney of North America, or certainly of Canada. Stanley Park, Granville Island, dolphin and whale watching out there on the harbour. It's amazing. Then it's time to cruise on board the Zaandam, ship I've personally cruised to Alaska with for 18 nights. She's a perfect size vessel because she's one of the smaller Holland America Line ships, but not the smallest. So actually, for Holland America Line, I'd say a mid-range. Still less than 2,000 passengers though, so it's just perfect because it means that she can get through some of those passageways really easily too and give you great scenic cruising. This is going to be incredible. The Zaandam also offers you all of the favourite Holland America Line experiences, such as the greenhouse spa and salon, where you can go up there and have a full cut and colour if you want to, ladies, or a massage. They do something called the fire and ice manicure pedicure, where you have the hot stones and you have all the lovely cooling menthol balms and all of that wonderful stuff as well. Now also, as they have the app on ship, which you download, the navigator, you can plan your daily activities, browse, purchase shore excursions, view restaurant menus, make dining reservations, check your account balance. This was not when I was on board, so it's all been upgraded. But you have your smart television, so you can dip in there and find that information, but you can also watch things that are recorded for you that are going on around the ship, from live demonstrations through to the shore excursions. It's called Explorations, the team on board, and they are amazing, and they will help you plan your day in port so you don't have to do it. So if you want a whale watch, if you want to do a float plane, and you want to go to the Mushy Camp and just say you're in the port, in one port for, till the evening, that's a potential. You could be doing 3 excursions in one port. Say you want to do a bit of shopping time too, because they've got great boutiques and diamond stores that all move up there seasonally. That's a possibility. So we are cruising out of Vancouver, and we're starting with a couple of days of gorgeous scenic cruising. We're going to be cruising at the stretch of the Inside Passage. It's all about scenery changing almost constantly. And you're going to be passing through Seymour Narrows, once considered one of the most dangerous tidal rapids in North America, now navigated with expert precision. From there, weaving past, the wilderness of Princess Royal Island, home to the rare white spirit bear, and fjords aplenty before you see some incredible Great Bear Rainforests. Then we're into Sitka, and this is an adorable port of call where you might get to see wild bears and incredible buildings of 200 years of history, which also will mark your experience and make it very special. Next up, we're into Valdez, which feels remote and deeply tied to its surroundings. Glaciers, waterfalls, towering peaks, a scenic exploration of Prince William Sound might be on the cards here, cruising among the tidal glaciers, and you can book that excursion. Then it's Kodiak, rugged and proudly independent, known for its fishing, but of course the famous Kodiak bears. Now the wildlife and coastal tour with the chance to learn about the Kodiak bears and maritime culture would be my top recommendation for an excursion there. Home is next, which is artistic and frontier-like and very rugged. Now the bay cruising or cultural visits will be a nice excursion to do, combining mountain scenery with local artisan communities. You do a spot of shopping as well. Then we're into an overnight in Anchorage, and Anchorage is the capital of Alaska. I love Anchorage, actually. It does feel truly Alaskan. You can head up to the dog sledding or the the Alaskan Native Heritage Center, or the museum also is great there. Now, the Alaska Railroad journeys are also bookable. Then it's Juneau, and a shore excursion here would be whale watching or Mendenhall Glacier exploration. So natural beauty there with the experts, but you might want to do a helicopter onto Tracy Arm Fjord or the Mendenhall, which I think would be unbelievable. Then we're into Wrangell. Now, this is very unusual to see on an itinerary. The petroglyph beach and cultural heritage visits connect you with Alaska's indigenous history, and you'll have a seasoned guide talking you through that. Ketchikan next up. Now, one of the most popular things to do here is heading on out to the Misty Fjords by float plane, but right there in the near the terminal, you've got incredible hand-blown glass in Nick Cave's glass store, and Ketchikandies for chocolate. Prince Rupert's next. Canada, a nice fresh take in the Canadian islands, and it's just a wonderful place to visit, where you can head to Diana Lake Park for some nature, or the Boots Rapids Trail. Now we're back into Vancouver, but there's plenty of scenic cruising along the way. You'll be heading to, along Alaska and British Columbian borderline there, with lovely wilderness theatre, so to speak. Hubbard Glacier, so many other things to see along there. Glacier Bay National Park along the way as well. It's just going to be incredible. And the Great Bear Rainforest, of course, as well. So a ton of scenic cruising involved. Flying into Vancouver, heading out through the scenic route of Seymour, Narrows, and more, then Sitka, Hubbard Glacier, Valdez, Kodiak, Homer, Anchorage. Then we're into Glacier Bay, Juneau, Wrangell and Ketchikan before we head up to Canada, and we're cruising Bella Bella and Inside Passage, before it's down to Vancouver to disembark.
It's just amazing. There's so much to tell on this amazing adventure. It is one of the most longest and most intensive Alaskan itineraries that I think I've ever seen, to be honest with you. And there aren't many like these. So this is one. In fact, I was just looking up while Joe was taking us through the ports there. I was just looking up the opportunities for you to learn more about maybe taking a better picture while you're actually on board, because maybe you've still got, this is one for the digital cameras if you've still got a digital camera, or for learning the best of your gadget technology that we all take pictures on these days. And there are enrichment opportunities on board to learn how to take better pictures, because I think you'll come back from this with a lot of pictures, don't you? This is amazing. The holiday is incredible. As I say, one of the longest and most intensive itineraries I've ever seen for Alaska in over a decade and a half. This is amazing. Here is your price tag, and remember, the lion's share of your holiday is cruising Alaska. Scenic cruising, stopping, pausing, having expertise on board to actually talk you through what's happening in the destinations, to learn the story of Alaska, to work side by side with your scenic adventures. This for me is a once in a lifetime journey into the wonderful icy wilderness that is Alaska. And this is one of the last cruises of the season up in Alaska as well, which is great because it's more atmospheric, it's kind of a lot colder, which kind of adds to the atmosphere as well, and the scenery and the wildlife. It is great. It's going to feel a little bit like an expedition, and with Holland America Line, such a warm welcome on board as well. You've got experts on board, you've got home comforts on board. You will just love it. Your package includes your return Vancouver flights. You've got a 2-night city stay there when you first arrive, and then the next 18 nights of sheer comfort and discovery on Zaandam in Alaska, with a transfer at the end of the cruise back to the airport in Vancouver to fly home. It's deposits today. That's all we need. Here's the details you need to get booked. It's so good. It's so good for the price tag, honestly. And as I say, and Joe, you'll know better than I, you're much more experienced with Alaska, but itineraries generally are 7 to 10 nights for Alaska, right?
Yeah.
They rarely go, 18 nights is pretty, it stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah. That is an absolute needle in a haystack, honestly.
Yeah, it is. I'd love to do it. I'd absolutely love to do it. And listen, you know what? I am in Alaska in September, so we might bump into each other somewhere along the way, because I am cruising in Alaska, so I might see you there in September. Who knows? Anyway, listen, before we run out of time in this show, we've got one final Alaska holiday, and this one is a late deal opportunity for the end of April, which is not long at all. It's another Holland America Line intensive journey around the highlights of Alaska's rich heritage and wildlife, over 19 nights in total. And again, we're flying from Sydney to Vancouver to start off the holiday, and you'll have 3 nights in a hotel there to enjoy the city. And we can hook you up with other experiences. There are Rocky Mountain experiences nearby to Vancouver that we can hook you up with very, very easily here at CruiseAway, just to make the best of your time here. It's amazing. Now, back on board with Holland America Line, this time on board the new Amsterdam, and we're on board for 2 weeks here, which again is, you know, really pushing the boundaries of Alaska itineraries, Jo.
Yeah, and Holland America Line are so well versed at this part of the world. I really do think they pip other cruise lines to the boats that I love. Don't get me wrong, I love other cruise lines, but I just think Holland America Line have got it down. For starters, they are a Pacific Northwest based cruise company out of Seattle anyway. So they know the region, they know the gastronomy, they know the vineyards as well. So you find that all the pairings on board are just really, really well placed when you're dining, which is lovely. And of course, wild Alaskan salmon, baked Alaska night, fresh lobster night, all of these fun things that you'll have in your dining experience, which by the way is included every single day. Your main dining and also your, up in the marketplace. It's all included.
And your room service as well.
And your room service.
So if you've had a busy day in port,
yeah,
and you've been, you know, here, there and everywhere, you've been doing something energetic or a lot of walking or whatever it might be. Might just be you've had the whole day standing on deck, you know, with your binoculars when you're scenic cruising, and you just think, oh, tonight I need to take it easy. Need to put my feet up. Room service included. Love it.
Yes, love the cheese plate and many of the other dishes on board, actually. Yeah, it's great. And you can just kick back and relax in your stateroom. The same thing goes for your breakfast. Have breakfast in bed. You don't have to go anywhere. You'd be sitting out on your balcony and enjoying that. Your Exploration Central, your EXC, as they call it, is immersive onboard programming, talks, encounters, chat with your excursions guide. You know, it's all easily accessible, and so much incredible adventure to be had. So we're cruising out of Vancouver and we're off through the Inside Passage first of all, which is fjord-like, sheltered waters carved by glaciers, where the sea often mirrors the mountains. Then we're into Juneau. And flight seeing over the Juneau ice field, where thousands of glaciers stretch beyond the horizon, would be a great excursion. Obviously, that's a treat as well. So do speak to the explorations team about that. It's very special. Valdez is next. Was completely relocated after the 1964 earthquake. Today it's surrounded by hanging glaciers and cascading waterfalls, and the Prince William Sound cruise through iceberg dotted waters is a great excursion to do out there. Then it's Kodiak, not just known for bears, but home to one of the largest US Coast Guard bases, actually. So you've got that maritime edge as well. And the wildlife tracking and coastal exploration trip across the island wilderness is great. Then it's Anchorage, and journey into the Alaskan interior by rail, where you'll watch landscapes shift from coastal forests to alpine tundra. I've done that train journey and it is unforgettable. It's stunning. We're into Icy Strait Point next, owned by the local Tlingit community. It channels cruise revenue directly back to the region, so that's a really nice thing to know. And you can do the longest zip ride in Northern America whilst you're there as well, the Zip Rider, across the rainforest canopies. Cruising Glacier Bay, still actively reshaping itself. Glaciers here have retreated miles within recorded history, so revealing forests and ecosystems. Then it's Wrangell, one of Alaska's oldest settlements. Sits near ancient petroglyphs carved directly into tidal rock, and you can visit the petroglyph beach actually, unless visiting cultural sites. Ketchikan's up next. Boardwalks were built on stilts actually, so it makes amazing pictures, so they can handle the heavy rainfall. You've got to go to Dolly's, by the way, when you're on the Creek Street. I'll say no more. Yes, Prince Rupert is next, known for Anne of Green Gables, actually. The Great Bear Rainforest Exploration, home to the rare white spirit bear, would be a great tour to do whilst you're there and learn all about that. Now, we're back through the Inside Passage, and your final scenic stretch through Inside Passage feels really reflective, glassy water. You might see some bears along the coast and other wildlife. Then we're back into Vancouver, where we'll disembark and we'll fly back to Oz.
Oh yes, you do need to go to Dolly's. I just looked it up and you should as well. And definitely go and see it while you are there. What an amazing and such a popular part of the world to cruise. And on this, you'll kind of see it all. Again, you've got that enhanced, more intensive Alaska itinerary. Few of them, range more than, 7 to 10 nights. Standard Alaskan itinerary. This is 14. And this is a late deal. It goes at the end of April. So I'm going to take you straight to the price tag and then talk to you about what is included within that price tag, because it is exceptional. As I say, it's twice a regular Alaska itinerary. And by calling our team today, you can secure some of the final places that are available on this incredible journey. Remember, the package includes your flights to and from Vancouver in Canada. You've got a 3-night city stay there included before you cruise, and then your cruise is 2 weeks, 14 nights of incredible sightseeing, scenic cruising, fascinating ports to discover and enjoy. There's a transfer at the end of the cruise back to the airport in Vancouver to then fly home to Oz. This really is an amazing opportunity. This is one as well that a little bit, again, we were saying before, sometimes you leave places like Alaska, you leave them on the shelf of your holiday planning, and suddenly you realize 20 years have gone by, 30 years have gone by, and you've still not been. This is one that you can snap up spontaneously today. Well, you'll have to be quick though, because I think this cruise will be full before long. Here's all the details you need to get booked. It is so good. Honestly, I never tire of talking about Alaska, because if you love the great outdoors, if you love wonderful lush scenery, if you love just taking in the natural world, it's a very, very different part of the world. It's very different scenery. Close to home, we see sun, we see rain, but far away in Alaska, you've got these wonderful glaciers, these wonderful landscapes. It's funny to think as well that a glacier is in effect a river, but it's just flowing much, much slower because it's a frozen river. But that's not to say that it isn't constantly shifting, constantly changing, and on the move.
Science with Derek.
No, but that
Geology with Derek. I love it.
And that's why I can't wait to be there myself in September.
It's fascinating,
to
honestly.
see it, yeah.
There's nowhere like it. I mean, there's really nowhere like Alaska, and the vastness of the scenery, the wildlife, the different landscapes from our part of the world is what I think draws so many Aussies to do Alaskan cruises. So, take advantage. We've given you some really wonderful food for thought, and all you need to do is book it and make it happen, and we'll take care of the rest.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are plenty of opportunities, late deals next year, year after. They're all there on our website at cruiseaway.com.au. Thanks for your company as always. Come back soon as we cruise away again.
Mind how you go.